And today I want to start in a child's pose, please. So coming over to hands and knees, bringing the knees a bit wider up to the edges of the mat, big toes together, and just take your time coming into it, sliding your hips back, lengthening through the spine, arms out straight ahead of you, then let your elbows drop, let your forehead come down to the ground or resting on the back of your hand. And gradually let your body ease into this pose. Noticing where you feel tight to start with. It might be around the back muscles or around the hips. And it's really settling in. And try to let your head completely relax down, allowing your neck to relax. So we'll just bring awareness to our breath. Just get a sense of how the body responds to your breath. So how the rib cage expands with each breath in. Get that sense of really relaxing down with each breath out. Sinking in, letting something else relax in your body. Getting a sense of ease. Noticing what you're still holding, what still feels a little tight, what you could let go of. Just a couple more breaths here. Yeah, and then we'll power down into the hands, spread your fingers, let elbows float off the ground. Lift your head off, slowly curl up. Bring to hands and knees, and slide your knees under your hips, so just bring them in a little. Shins parallel. So we're setting up a tabletop position for hands and knees. You might want to stretch out one leg, just tuck toes to the floor. And then stretching out the other leg as well. Okay, and then from hands and knees, plant your wrists directly beneath your shoulders. And get a sense of lifting from the belly button. So we're pulling up into the body, pulling the belly in up. So lengthening through the lower spine, just making sure that we're not making the banana through the back. But we're not also arching, just nice and long, and tail going to the front of the head. And then we'll float one arm high. Still stay strong through the middle. And then coming under, and just reach under the other arm, keeping the bottom arm straight. The next breath in, sweeping up high. And with the breath out, let's come on through. And think about turning from the shoulders. We're not just moving the arm, but rotating through the upper body, reaching up. And coming under. And then one more time, sweeping the arm up. And plant the hand to the floor. Coming to the other side. So sweeping the arm high. Taking a breath in here as we open. And then with the out breath, let's reach under, just link the fingers through. A breath in to lift and open. And a breath out to come through. So there's just a couple more times. Rotate the shoulders. Come through. And then we'll just lift one more time, sweeping up, and plant the hand down. All right, scooping the belly in, let's round it out to our cat pose. And then draw the belly down, eye gaze just ahead of you, shoulders pull back and together to our cow pose. Rounding out to our cat. And lengthening through to cow. So you may like to breathe in here if that feels the most natural to you. And then breathing out as we come to cat. If it's the reverse, it's fine as well. But let's think about moving in time with our breath. So giving each phase of the movement a different phase of the breath. And we'll just do a couple more rounds. Moving at your own pace, in your own time. And then eventually settle into a neutral position. So we'll find that long line from the tailbone up to the crown of the head again, making sure that we're not dropping the head. And slightly drawing in through the belly. So a little bit of tension in the abdominals to help support your pose. If you need to, you can circle wrists if they start to feel a bit heavy at any point. Okay, from your strong tabletop pose, we'll just take a look down one side, so looking back towards your foot, without dropping through the middle. So we want to keep that nice long line, tail to crown, and then around to the other side. Take a breath in as you lengthen through center, and a breath out as you look down to the foot. Breath in through center, breath out, looking down, and one more time to each side, moving with the breath. So you can take it as far as you want to. Just find for yourself a good place to work into. Okay, and then passing through neutral again. So just kind of reactivating, making sure that we're nice and strong through the middle. We want to maintain this pose as we come into our down dog. So tucking toes under, lift your hips high up towards the ceiling. Press firmly down into the hands, press into every finger. Just notice what's happening through the middle of the body so that we're not arching and we're not dropping through. We're nice and long, tail to crown, shoulder blades pulling down and towards each other or into your back body. So you can have your knees as bent as they need to be in order to create that long line through the spine. Now floating forward into a high plank position, shoulders over wrists. Bring your hips down in line with your shoulders until you feel the lower abs catch. Then pull up and back. Floating forward again to your plank. Keep coming all the way forward. Feel the power in the hands and the shoulders. And then pull back. We'll do this 2 more times. So coming forward, stay strong. Feel the tension in the abs. And pull back. And just 1 more time. Forward, hold, feel the strength in your body, and come back. Now walk your feet all the way up to your hands. Let's come into a forward fold. So start with your knees bent. Let your upper body just hang down, drop the crown of your head. Let your shoulders hang loose. You may even like to grab onto your arms around the elbows or forearms. Let your body feel really heavy. Spread your toes and send your hips high. So you might start to find some more length in the legs, but without compensating in your posture so that we're not just rounding through the lower spine. So let your belly come right down over your thighs. Let the back of your neck relax. We'll just hold here for a few more breaths. You can hold still or you could sway from side to side. If you ever feel dizzy, then come partway up. All right, Great, and then release the arms, bring your hands to your shins and lift halfway up to a flat back extension. Just pause right here. And then sit your hips back and down, take a deep knee bend, hands to your thighs and sweep arms high. And come all the way up to standing, bring hands together, lower thumbs to your heart space, spread your toes, you might have a little softness in the knees, drawing in through the belly. So even as we're standing, see if we can get that sense of lengthening from the tailbone up to the crown of the head, so that we're not dropping through the middle, we're not hunching or rounding, we're lengthening up to the top of the head and also grounding down into our feet. Just a couple more breaths. Bring a little softness to your pose. Freedom of breath. And then sweep the arms down and reach up high. Bring your hands together, soften knees and come all the way down into your forward fold. And this time we're going to set the feet a little bit wider apart and slightly turned out to the diagonal. Bend your knees as much as you need and just hang out here. So you might be holding onto your elbows again, or just let your arms hang loose, whatever you like. And of course, if you feel dizzy, then lift up to your thighs. Start to bring in some movement, so sway over to one side and then the other. So you might be getting a bit of a stretch up through the backs of the legs. Okay, and then just let everything relax again. Press center. Bring hands to shins, straighten your legs and lift your chest halfway, so flat back extension. Keep bringing your weight forward, so power down into the balls of your feet and into your toes. And then bend your knees deeply. Let's reach arms up. Make sure your knees are tracking over your toes so they don't bend inwards. Now rising all the way up and lift on up to your toes. Stretch all the way. Bring hands together, lower heels. Bend your knees and release down to your forward fold. Hands come inside your feet. And step your left and right leg back into a lunge. Drop the back knee down. Release the foot and sink on in. So we want the knee tracking over the heel so that we're not too far back. We want to keep that heel heavy. And then plant the right hand, sweep the left arm open. Let's just add a twist here. Keep rotating your chest, so we're not just lifting the arm, we're letting the whole upper body rotate. Stay for a breath here. Then bring your hand inside your foot, tuck your back toes under, knee off, and step your feet back into a down dog. Coming forward into a plank, shoulders over wrists, come all the way forward, and then drive down into your hands, lift up and back. Walk both feet up to your hands. Step the feet a little bit wider again, so let's reset our pose. Come halfway up, hands to shins, straight legs here. And sit hips back and down, sweep arms up. Now sit hips nice and low. Come all the way up and rise up to your toes. Just pause here for a moment, find your balance. Bring hands together, land heels, bend knees and release down to your fold. Hands inside your feet. Left foot goes a long way back. So you can take a couple of steps if you need to. Drop the knee down and release the back foot. So bring your hips nice and low. You might be getting a big stretch into the hip flexor, but also we're not completely relaxed here. We've got that little lift in the belly. Adding on our twist, so the right arm lifts. Keep rotating across the shoulders, so we're broadening across the chest. Stay for another breath. Okay, and then bring your hand inside your foot, tuck the back toes under, knee off, and step back. to your down dog. Flowing forward to our plank. Just take your time, feel the power in your body. Then lift hips up and back. Walk your feet in. To your forward fold, step just outside your hands. Hanging out here. Come halfway up, hands to shins. Straight legs, bring your weight as far forward as you can. So keep your hands really light. Then drop back into heels. Sit hips low, knees are pressing a little more open so that they don't drop in. Looking good. Sit even deeper so that you can. Then reach all the way up, rise on up to toes. Hold steady, come right up onto the big toes. Hands touch. Land heels. As soon as you land, bend the knees and drop your body down. Just hanging out. Maybe you want to take the elbows again and sway from side to side. Or you can hold still if you like. Okay, hands come inside. Step your right leg back. This time you've got the option of keeping the back knee off the ground. So that's your choice. If you need to at any point, you can drop the knee down just like before. Okay, now plant your right hand and sweep the left arm high. Now we're adding on this time. Top arm comes under and reaches underneath the other arm. Take a breath in and rise again. That's it, good. And with the out breath, reaching under just as far as you can. No strain here, you might be deepening the stretch through the hip flexor. Let's do it 2 more times, so breath in to lift. And a breath out as we come under. Good. Just rising 1 more time. Arm up and then plant it inside your foot. And step back to your down dog. Okay, so tipping your hips high, power down into your hands. Then shift your weight forward to your plank. So lengthening through the body. And then lift your hips up and back. You've got a choice here. You can walk your feet in, or you can bend your knees and spring them forward all the way up to your hands. Step them a little bit wider. Drape your body down. Coming halfway up. So hands are light. Got the power in the abdominals. The power up through the backs of the legs to hold stable. And bend knees deeply, sweep arms up. And then sit even deeper. You're going to lift the arms a little higher. And then rise on up, lifting up to your toes. Hands touch. Come down center, land heels, drop on in. And this time it's going to be the left leg going back with the option of bringing the knee down or keeping it off. So if you're keeping the knee off, keep that back leg straight and strong so we're not letting it twist or collapse. This time it's the right arm up. Just hold here for a breath. And let's come on under, so reaching under the other arm. Another breath to lift. So you choose how far you want to come down. Lowering with the out breath and reaching under. Just go to a place that feels good to you. Nice one. 2 more times. Breath in as we lift. Breath out as we come under. And 1 more time, let's rise. And then plant the hand just inside the foot and step back to our down dog. Push hips high, press firmly into your hands, feel the strength around the shoulders, and flow forward to your plank. Hover, and then pull up and back. Bend your knees deeply. You can either walk your way up or do 1 big hop. To your forward fold, reset your feet, lift hips, drape your body down, head hangs. Then come halfway up, hands to shins or thighs. Weight forward, try to inch just a little bit further forward. Take a deep seat. Reach arms up. Keep the arms really straight and strong as we sit hips low, sinking into heels. Now rise all the way up, coming right up to your toes. Stay for a breath. Hands touch. Come down center, land heels, and just hang out in your forward fold, holding elbows if you want to. Either stay still or sway from side to side. Just feel that weight shift from one leg to the other. Straightening a bit more up one leg than the other. Keep your head loose, so relaxing the neck. Easy breaths. Alright, release arms, scoot one leg under, and extend your legs out long in front of you. And have a little bend if you need to. Sitting up tall, so you can either have your hands behind you or to your sides for a bit more support, or you can bring them in front, but try to focus on keeping your torso long so that we're not curving through the spine and reaching. We're focusing on tipping from hips, so hands wherever they need to be. And just start to lean in, lengthening the back of the neck, so chin draws back towards your throat. Just a little softness in the shoulders, let go of the tension that you're carrying in your body. We're only staying here for a few breaths. Okay, and then sitting upright again. Let's bring the left leg across, so it comes over the knee. Sitting up tall, hugging your thigh towards your body towards thigh. So we want to turn to face the top knee. Might want to just switch legs so that we're all going the same way. Otherwise, might have to try something like that. You'll be walking in circles for the rest of the day. So turning to face the thigh, gather in with your hand or your elbow. Other hand floats behind. Try and lift up to the crown of the head and spiral from the middle of the back to the upper back, and even turning your head to wherever it feels good. We want to keep some power in the long leg. So see how that feels to keep that leg just a little tense and strong. But let each out breath carry your body further around. Stay for one more breath here. And then turn to face the front again. Here you've got a couple of choices. You can keep pulling the foot up to the outer thigh, keeping the front leg bent. If you don't want to go there, you can bring a foot to the inside of your thigh or your calf. So sitting nice and evenly on both hips. Start to tip forward, hands either side of the long legs. It doesn't matter how far you come. Just check in with this top knee that there's no discomfort here in the twist position. Just start to lean in. So you might still feel like you're quite upright here. Let's see if we can access that stretch around the outer hips. Might be getting it down the back of the long leg as well, or even into the groin if that's where you're tight. Easy breaths. Stay for one more long breath. So drawing the breath in, using deep of the out breath. And then extend both legs out long. You might want to give them a little shake out. And same thing to the other side. So we'll bring the right foot in, bring it over the knee. Sitting up tall, so make sure that you're not hitched up onto one side and sit nice and evenly. Turn to face your thigh, gather in with your hand or your elbow. Other hand floats behind for support, and then lift up to the crown of the head and gently spiral the body around. Just making sure that the twist is happening more from the middle and upper back, so we're not bringing that twist into the lower spine. We want to keep it nice and stable. long leg, excuse me, long leg is strong. See how that changes your pose. Let each out breath spiral your body around. Okay, and then turning to face the front. So your options here are to pull the foot up alongside the outer thigh. Check in with that knee, make sure it feels good. If it feels like too much of a twist in this pose, so any discomfort, you can come to the inside of the leg. Try to sit evenly on both sides, and we're tipping forward from hips, even if it doesn't seem like a lot. Think about leading your chest forward so that we're not curving through the spine. Notice where you feel it on the side. Could be in a different place, could be a different side, could be more into the back of the long leg, maybe it's into the groin. Just breathe into any tight spots in your body. Try to focus on that tension, that kind of gripping sensation. Bringing ease to your pose with each out breath. Just a couple more breaths. And then when you're ready, we'll come on out. Give the legs a nice little shake out. And come right down, so grippy. Come right down onto your back. With your knees bent up and your feet flat to the floor. So we want the heels and knees around about hip width apart so that we're not letting the knees drop open or drop in. Staying on track, arms down the sides of your body. Plant down into your feet, so spread your toes. Feel the whole of each foot pressing into the ground. And as you push down, notice how the pelvis naturally tilts. And we'll keep moving with that action. Lifting the hips off the ground. Try to stay long through your spine. So it's not just about how high you get the hips. We want to think about lengthening from the shoulders out to knees. So creating a lovely long line here. Just pause for a moment. And then slowly lower back down. So peeling down through the spine. Especially the lower back. Really mold it into the ground. And then as the hips land, just let your spine return to its natural curves. We'll do that again, pressing down into your feet. Feel the lower back press into the floor. Pelvic tilt, and we'll keep moving with it, lifting off. Just to a place where you feel this a sustainable position, where you feel strong. So let go of the effort. Hold for a breath, and then slowly release back down again. Curling all the way down. And then just let everything relax to its starting position. We'll do this 2 more times, but you've got the option of adding in the arms as well. So start by pushing into feet, feel the lower back press into the ground, pelvis tilts. Let's keep lifting off, arms float up the sides of your body. You come all the way over, they might make it to the ground above you. Pause right here, and then slowly release back down. Pressing your lower back into the floor, arms coming down the sides of the body. Just take your time, there's no rush. We'll do this 1 more time. When you're ready for it, just start moving. See if we can go a little bit slower this time. Really feel what's happening in your body as you move. So where is the tension? Where are the strong points in your body? Where can you find a little ease and space to breathe? What can you let go of that you don't need to be gripping? Let's stay up here for one more breath. And we'll lower slowly with the out breath. Let's see how slow we can make this. Could you feel each segment of your spine landing one at a time? And eventually relaxing at the bottom. Relax the glutes, let your spine return to its natural curves. Float your arms a bit wider, so when you're done with that and ready to move on, arms float to your sides, and we'll let the knees drop over to one side. Pause there for a moment, maybe even turn to look away from the knees. Then come over to the other side, coming up through centre. Maybe turn to look in the opposite direction, rocking on in. And do one more to each side. Take a breath in as you come through centre. And the breath out as you lower. Another breath in, centre. And a breath out as we lower across. Okay, passing through centre again. This time we'll bring knees up towards the chest, flashing the lower back into the floor, one hand onto each knee, or if you can wrap further, see if you can link your hands together. And then you can hold still, or you could rock from side to side. Feels good to you in the moment. Okay, and then release. Bring your right foot, flex it, hook it over your thigh and push your knee away from you. Now you could stay there, or if you want more intensity, reach through the gap and grab hold behind your thigh or your shin. Now keeping the lifted foot strong, so keep flexing it to help brace your knee, and push your knee away from your body as you bring the bottom leg a bit closer towards you if you've got it lifted off. Now notice where you're tensing up, especially if it's something that you can let go of. So if you feel really tight around your chest or shoulders or the throat area, just soften back and let your head completely relax. Make sure you can breathe all the way down to your belly. Keep your legs where they are, but release your hands and close your thighs together. So we've got the right leg crossed over the top of the left leg. Bringing a hand onto each knee and gently hug the legs in towards you, but try to keep the back of your pelvis pinned to the ground so that we're not just curving through the spine. So anchor your hips and hug your knees towards you. Come out of this slowly, so try not to just spring out of it. Then we'll cross the other leg over the top, so it's the left foot that's flexed. Hook it across the thigh, and you can either be pushing the knee away from you, or you could be picking up the bottom leg and pulling it towards you. And the knee that's wide, keep moving it away from your body. So we're kind of moving in two different directions. We're pushing the ankle into the thigh and equally the thigh against the ankle. Stay for a few breaths, but notice what you're holding on to that's not serving the pose. Stay for another breath here. And then we'll close the thighs together, crossing as high up your thighs as you can. One hand onto each knee and gently gather them in towards you, actively pressing your pelvis into the floor. So again, we're moving in two different directions. Knees come closer and hips stay down. One more breath. And then release out slowly. Bring the soles of your feet together, lower them to the ground with your knees open wide. So outer edges of the feet touching the floor. Knees open. Arms can be relaxed at your sides or hands on your belly, whatever feels good to you. If there's a lot of tension in your groin or inner thighs, you could bring your feet flat and knees bent up. Also, if there's any pain in the lower back. Otherwise, we'll stay here just for the last few minutes of our class. As you lie here, try to hold your attention just with what's here. So, noticing what you feel in your body. Also aware of the things around us, so the sounds that you can hear in the distance, the sounds that are close to you. Maybe even the sound of your own breath. So take the time to notice everything you sense. Focus your concentration. Feel your breath in your body. Just try to experience the moment. Notice when the mind wanders and return to the space. Let your next breath draw deeply right down into your belly. Let your chest rise. Let it go slowly, all the way to the end of the breath. And then gradually start to bring in some movement again. Maybe you want to move your hands first, wriggle fingers, circle wrists. And then stretch arms all the way overhead. Slide out one leg into the other, so taking up a lot of space, stretch right out. And then curl up small, bring knees up towards your chest, hugging them in. And make your way up into a seated position. We can finish here together. No hurry to come up. Just take your time, keep your eyes closed if you want to. Keep focusing your attention on your breath. Hold on to this relaxed feeling. Calm and still. Consider how you could take that with you into the rest of your day. Let's all finish together with one more breath, sweeping arms out wide and reaching up high. Big long stretch. Hands touch and trace a line down to your heart space to finish here. Thank you so much for sharing your time with me.